Howdy, how's everyone going? Okay, so let's do a live listing of Harry. Let's focus a little bit on the physical health aspect of life. So not the emotional, not the spiritual, although it's all interlinked. Let's focus on something that I must give a shout out to Farah, who commented under my post today I did about the breath and how less breaths per minute equals more DMT release. Actually, the key to health is less breaths per minute. When we're doing the most powerful, when we're working on our physical health, even relaxing, less fear. What we're doing is we're effectively slowing down the breath, and the less breaths you take per minute, the longer you're going to live, as the yogis say, literally. And a good genius that found out about breaths per minute and slow down of breaths is the guy in the header called Dr. Buteyko, that was a Russian scientist. Oh god, I'm really fast. You see, everyone knows about Wim Hof, the Wim Hof method, great, but no one knows about Buteyko, who was a fucking legend. Well, hardly anyone does. Dr. Buteyko. Basically, the summation of Dr. Buteyko, although he did a lot of good things, was that people that have diseases just breathe too fast because they're not looking after their physical health. And each physical health protocol you do slows your breath down by degrees. And then you get one of the most powerful physical health protocols, or combine them, or the most powerful supplements too, or combine everything. Your breath will slow down a lot. But then you can also manually slow your breath down with breath work. What do all breath works have in common, including Wim Hof, Buteyko, which would seem opposite, hyperventilation, slower breath? They all come to a conclusion eventually after you've done them of slowing the breath down. Life is slowing the breath down if you want your higher consciousness activation. If you want diseases, or the people with diseases, or if you're heading towards diseases, people that we know, they're breathing too fast. And they can do things to slow down their breath. Physical health protocols. One that I got reminded of today was I was sitting outside and grounding is when you ground to the earth, connect to your body, your feet, your hands, or the more parts the better, but even just your feet. And the longer the better, even though 30 seconds is amazing if you didn't do it at all. It slows the breath down. That negative ion energy, when it enters into your body from grounding, from aged urine too. Oh, from fasting. Oh, from really powerful supplements. Oh. Negative ions, it slows the breath down. Anyway, back to that. The Buteyko breath holds, don't make this too long. Really easy breath work that you can do. Really simple and easy one is the Buteyko breath holds, which is basically just breathe normally. Don't think about your breathing. On the exhale, on a normal exhale, at the end of a normal exhale, hold your breath and pinch your nose and hold it as long as possible without knocking yourself unconscious because you've gone too crazy with the hold, because that can happen too. You're too extreme. So do that. Normal breathing, in, out, in, out, in, out. Exhale, hold. It doesn't really matter how long, although how long is an indicator of how healthy you are. But the point of this exercise is to improve. Oh, hey Sarah, is to improve on your capacity to slow the breath down for a bit afterwards, quite a long time afterwards. So quickly, Dr. Buteyko discovered that if you couldn't hold your breath on a normal exhale for under 20 seconds, you're probably heading towards disease state. And the longer you can hold this is a really good indicator of how healthy you are. How long can you hold your breath on a normal exhale? Under 20 seconds, you're in trouble. For 20, 30 seconds, cool. 30, 40 seconds, very good. 40, 60 seconds, welcome to the world of the yogi. Above 60, welcome to non-duality, unity consciousness, and what you can get also from doing psychedelics. Because basically, all the psychedelics, what do? They all slow the breath down a lot. Then you go into the realms of tripping on DMT. The slower you can break your breath down, the more DMT you're going to release at night time and even during the daytime. Sun gazing, oh my god. Oh, another one too that slows the breath down. Looking at the sun any time of day slows the breath down. So that's cool. Anyway, yeah. So this exercise isn't just to see, although you could do that test any time of day and see how long you can hold your breath. Be concerned if you can't, if you're going to do 10 seconds. Oh dear. Of course, this is affected by multiple amount of things. If you've just eaten a big meal, guess what? Especially if it's shite. But if you eat a big meal, you're going to have less oxygen. Basically, the more oxygen you've got in your body, the longer you can hold your breath and the more healthy you are. What oxygenates the body? All the physical health protocols and the most powerful supplements. They oxygenate the body. The green plant foods, the chlorophyll, the wheatgrass, the grounding, the fasting, the aged urine. the fulvic acid, all of them oxygenate, and you can when there's more oxygen in the cells, it's just the opposite of cancer and all diseases. So the Buteyko breath hold protocol is this: breathe normally, inhale, exhale. On the exhale, hold your breath as long as you can, without going too extreme and knocking yourself unconscious. And then breathe normally. Wait 1 minute. Do it again. On the exhale, hold your breath as long as possible, as long as possible, as long as possible. Let go. Wait 1 minute. Do it again about 4 to 6 times. And that's a really, really powerful breathwork exercise that will leave you for at least 24 hours after that fact with a much slower baseline of breathing. It will rebalance the brain, rebalance the body, oxygenate the cells, increase carbon dioxide in the cells, because there seems to be a myth with people that aren't in the know, but Dr. Buteyko made me in the know, that you actually need carbon dioxide, a high amount of carbon dioxide, to have increased oxygenation into the cells. Look into the Bohr effect. Type that on Google if you don't believe me, because people think carbon dioxide is a complete waste product. That's something of a misnomer. Dr. Buteyko proved it. In order to have lots of oxygen inside the cells for a long time, you actually need a high amount of carbon dioxide, not a low. So another controversial, that's another legendary discovery of Dr. Buteyko, along with the fact that checking on an exhale, a normal exhale, how long you can hold your breath, was also one of his major discoveries that causes diseases. So like if you could only hold your breath for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Imagine freedivers, for example. Freedivers have learned the capacity to hold their breath for a long period underwater. And they're very healthy. They have to be. Their body is very alkaline. In fact, I remember reading somewhere, I'm just reminded, like the what was it? No, I can't remember. Something to do with alkaline tissue holds 3 times more oxygen than normal acid tissue. There is such a thing as acid alkali in the body. What that guy that said, what was it? Otto Warburg cancer is an acid state, and you know what I mean? An alkaline. You want your body alkaline. You know, linked in with the plants or whatever you want to call it, and more fasting, less overeating. So people are breathing too fast. And of course, tied in with that quickly before I leave, stress of life, of not living your passion, purpose, letting people control your destiny, anger, all these issues, judging other people, that does affect your breathing rate. Because guess what happens, guys, when you get angry? You don't breathe normally. You don't breathe normally when you get angry. You start losing that inner peace. So that's why in breath work and all these stuffs are important to slow the breath down. So it's really cool to keep your calm. For me, when I'm slowing my breath down, I've done 6 before I came on here, so I feel pretty high for me. But for me, my brain, my connecting the dots and how I speak just comes faster. So it's a high vibration state for me when I connect the dots. I'm sure you guys can relate. So it doesn't mean just because your breath is super slow that you're gonna be slow. You might be thinking quicker. So it's all interesting. It's all interlinked, isn't it, health? That's a really simple explanation. I haven't made those videos in a long time. That's just all off the top of my head, and it's not anything amazing. But if you've not looked into Dr. Buteyko and probably not heard of it, and you're obsessed with Wim Hof, by the way, that's great too. You probably haven't heard of Dr. Buteyko. He was an undisclosed sort of legend. Whereas Wim Hof has gone the mainstream route, Dr. Buteyko has gone underground with disinformation. He was in the 1950s, and maybe because he was Russian, maybe. But for whatever reason, he's gone under, and he definitely deserves. And again, shout out to Faradine for the post today and saying how the Wim Hof, makes her panic attacks and all that stuff. It's not for everybody. I like both. Hyperventilation, Wim Hof, but the Dr. Buteyko is for everybody. And tied in with the Dr. Buteyko's discovery of the Breatholds and all the diseases and carbon dioxide not being a waste product. Oh God, I was going to say and I've forgotten. That's my brain. There was something else with Dr. Buteyko that he discovered that I'm going to forget. What was it? What did Dr. Buteyko also? Oh yeah, nose breathing. Yeah, Dr. Buteyko was big on nose breathing. Huge. All the information that we learned in the community from nose breathing over mouth breathing, it all comes from Dr. Buteyko. All of it comes from him. So we've learned that breathing through the mouth is bad in the daytime, and at night time, some of us, especially when we've got loads of mucus and we don't fast enough, mostly our people out there, people that snore, fat bellies, eating too much food late at night, yeah, snoring. What happens is they're snoring because it's all blocked up with mucus, and then the mouth opens when you snore too. So that people are breathing through their mouth. A lot of unhealthy people are breathing through their mouth. Very simple to exercise, fasting, and you'll be fine. But Anyway, Buteyko brought awareness of the importance of nose breathing in the daytime and the nighttime. You know how we've got this good stereotype of mockery a little bit of people that are dumb that breathe through the mouth. You know, it's good actually sometimes to put pressure on people like that. It's very true. Mouth breathers are, in a way, stupider because it's unhealthier. It's a more acidic state. God, this topic's really deep. I'm being reminded as I talk of a lot of things that I learned that I might have forgotten about it. You know, breathing through the mouth creates acid. It creates less oxygen in the cells, less carbon dioxide, and an acid state. And means that you can't do this Buteyko breath holds very long with the mouth breathing. You should always be breathing through your nose. The only time you shouldn't be breathing through your nose is when you're doing, for example, a breathing exercise. That's the only time you shouldn't breathe through your mouth. And then at night time as well, from Buteyko, we've learned that for people that do have a tendency to breathe through their mouth at night time, we can always seal our mouth with tape, and that works, and that will force the nose to breathe. That was a good technique that I used to do. Maybe I should get back on that, but I just can't be bothered with all the extreme stuff, and I don't think it's not for everybody, but it is for people that snore and the people unhealthy and are too fat. Definitely focus on their mouth. It's good to do for a period of time, that mouth breathing thing, experience the benefits of forcing yourself at night time to breathe through the nose. So yeah, Dr. Buteyko was a legend. Unknown. And a Buteyko breath hold quickly. Exhale normally. Hold as long as you can. Make sure you cover the nose though, because you do. If you just held your breath, by the way, without pinching your nose, you do actually breathe through the nose a little bit, like 10-15%. Don't know if anyone knew that. You think if you're holding your breath, there's nothing going in and out of the nose. That's not true. A small amount does. That's why you pinch the nose too, just to make sure. Complete access. You wait 1 minute. Sorry. A normal exhale. Hold as long as you can. Release. Emergency. 1 minute. Exhale. Normal inhale, exhale, hold again as long as you can. Wait 1 minute, do it 4 to 6 times. A great breath of exercise. Nothing complicated, nothing fancy, nothing sitting in a lotus position. You can do it whilst you're walking. You can do it anywhere. You can do it on a bus. You can do it on a train. You can do it. It's really good and rebalancing, and it'll get your breath down, because the key to health, ultimately, I'll leave you with, is a slower breath. And that's why psychedelics is amazing, because when you take them, they really slow your breath down. And then ultimately, we're living here in duality, which is opposites, like man, woman, upside down, and in opposites, we have to breathe in and out. But when we die, we don't need to breathe, because that's a duality-based concept. Think about what I said. So when you die, and you enter the unity God, there is no breathing, there is no duality, there is only unity. So, the faster you breathe, the more you're playing into a duality based, the more stuck and dense you are. The more you can slow your breath down, the more the breath goes up and down slower, the more you start moving from duality. Your vibration starts going up, and it starts going from duality to unity. Does that make any sense? That's really well explained and simple, but it's actually true. The more your high vibration lies, the closer you are to unity consciousness. The more unhealthy you are, the more diseased, the more close to disease, the faster your breath is, the more you are a victim of duality. The way to escape duality and to work to your high vibration and unity, and to feel that unity and the gratitude and compassion and awesomeness and calm and peace, is to slow the breath down. That's why people talk about breath work and all the powerful physical health protocols, which ultimately all slow the breath down. All right, peace. Thanks.